Have you taken any time to consider how your career's changed since you played Chicago last time? I mean, you were on the bench to start that game, and then you played well, and here you are.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was a starting point for me, and this path with the Packers, for sure. And now I get a chance to start it out. So.
Why do you think you've been able to maximize this opportunity to the level you have so far?
Coaches, they put me in great positions to make plays, and I'm just trying to make as many as I can.
Is there anything different from your end than in the past? Anything you've learned maybe from all your experiences around the league that you've been able to kind of bank on here?
As in what?
I don't know. I'm asking whatever, any experiences that is anything different for you being here other than coaches? Anything that you've learned early in your career that's helped you now?
I kind of do the same thing, got the same routine, stay here, do as much as I can here, get treatment on my body as much as I can, and then get as much sleep as I can, you know, be ready to do it all over again the next day. That's really it.
Did you get away during the bye and refresh, or just stay here and keep working? What did you do?
No, I went back to Jersey. Was with my son the whole time, just chill him for a week until they come back up here. So.
What was your reaction about the Defensive Player of the Week honor when you found out about that?
I was happy. I was excited that as a team we did good and that I had got that award. But I'm trying to get another one too, you know.
So when you spend hours and hours watching tape, you know, how do you maintain focus, like not seeing it over and over again and it just kind of floats away? What are you looking at? What are you really trying to learn?
Yeah, it's like you see it and you see it and you see it and you see it, and then when you see it, it's just like, do you believe it, kind of, you know? So I know when I first came here, my first couple of weeks, I was talking to OG about it, Coach Gary, and he was like, man, and I was just like, I seen it, but I ain't trust it. He was like, let me tell you something. You know, I always try to soak as much advice as I can from him, knowing that he played the game and he did it at a high level. And he was like, if you see something and you don't believe it, the next time you're going to psych yourself out of believing it again. He was like, so this person, you seeing how he runs a curl, right? And you don't jump the first curl, which you should have. He's like, the next time you're going to think he's going to run the curl and go. He was like, so now you done messed yourself out of both plays and you don't know what you want to do. So he was just like, you just got to believe it. And if your eyes are right, and he runs something else, then you're still good. So I just try to take that mindset with everything. So when they show me stuff, I'll be, all my chips, I just push it to the table and I'm all in, you know? And if it's not that, then hopefully my feet and my eyes are good so I can do what else I got to do.
When do you know it's enough? I mean, is it just because you got to go home and go to sleep, or, you know, when you're studying? I mean, at some point you got to stop, right? And
yeah, like if my eyes start getting like sleepy, and you know what I'm saying, and I start saying to myself, I need a coffee, yeah, it's time to go. But OG and them do a good job of showing me cut-ups and stuff and putting cut-ups in my iPad for me just to keep watching so that I could keep seeing it and knowing what I'm seeing. So when I go out on the field, it's like, okay, I've seen that before.
You thought at all about how to react if you see Justin Fields in the open field this week, considering how it went last time?
You seen that Pittsburgh game, that college game?
Mm-mm.
You see Pitt?
Oh,
Yeah, the
yeah,
quarterback
the
scored a touchdown and he fake slap.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, so that kind of like, I told Coach, I said, if it's not Peyton Manning, I'm hitting him. So, you know. Yeah,
That's the answer. You got to hit him.
yeah, I
To
mean,
hit or not to hit.
you know, like, what do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? So, as long as I don't use my helmet, I feel like I should be all right.
We hear from Coach LaFleur all the time, and he calls you just a really, really competitive guy in practice, you know, every play, every rep. Have you always been like that? Like, were you a super competitive, like, little kid, or is that something that just, you know, developed in you over time?
Yeah, nah, I always compete. Like, I always want to be the best. And even my family had told me, they were like, everything's not a competition. Like, then what is it? You know, like, I'm not about to do something and half-butt it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to put everything. I'm going to try to do it as good as I can. But, yeah, I'm trying to get better. They're trying to get better. And, you know, they feel like they're supposed to catch the ball. I feel like I'm supposed to stop them from catching it. So, it's always like that in practice where we just going at it, every period.
You played the Packers a couple times the past couple of years. I'm curious from that perspective, what is Marquez like to cover? I don't know how many cover snaps you had against him, but what is he like to cover from a corner's perspective?
He's fast. You gotta try to slow him down. And you gotta try to stick with him, hand fight with him as much as you can. Be physical. You gotta try to beat him up as much as you can, because he could take a little crease and just go. He's one of those guys who he could go from 17 miles per hour to 22 in one step. So you gotta always make sure you're as close as you can be to him. And if you gotta tug him a little bit, just make sure it's low.
Are you always thinking deep ball against him? If anytime you're lined up against him because of that speed?
Nah, not all the time. Because he changes it up. I know when I first got him when I was in Philly, I don't know if it was his rookie year or not, but it was I think in 2018 or something like that, or 19. Well, I just thought he was just, he get in the game, he's just going to go deep. But last year I played him, and he was running different routes. He running curls, running overs, and then now he runs every route. So you just can't play for the deep ball.
I noticed you consistently give credit to your coaches for putting you in the right position. This is not shade to the other teams, but what are the Packers doing differently that maybe the others weren't?
They just, we do a lot of just, I don't know, maybe just showing me it enough times where I can believe it, doing walkthroughs over it and just going through it. And that's what I think. We do a lot of that. It's just like, this is what they might run, so we want to put you in a good position to make the play. We're going to run this for that, And we just do that. And we go through every adjustment. Okay, if they do this, okay, if they do that. We just keep doing that all day. And we find out the best one that's going to fit us for the game. And hopefully we're in that same call.
How much of that maybe goes to credit to Coach OG?
Oh, no, it all go to them. It all go to the coaches. Every week they do it. We sit in there and we talk. We just finished this now. We sit in there and talk, and we go through it. And he be like, okay, look, this is what we're going to do. All right, Smash, you got this. All right, Sav, you got this. And he does a good job of putting us in position to make plays. We just got to keep capitalizing. Because every week, Coach LaFleur asks him, how many turnovers are we going to get this week? He'll say a number. And then after the game, we'll go back on it, and we'll have the right number if we would have caught the two that we dropped, or, you know what I'm saying? So they do a good job.
How's Jair? Not physically as far as on the field right now, but just as him personally, he's been practicing for 2 days now. Is he a different guy? Have you seen any change than the Jair that you've been around for the previous month and a half?
Jair's always in it, even when he's not in it. Like, he know me. Sometimes I text his phone and just ask him questions and stuff, but he's always that guy. You text him and want to know something, he's going to tell you. He's going to be in meetings. He's going to talk to you. He's happy. He don't talk a lot. Jair, he's kind of a little quiet, but he talks and he does the same thing that he's been doing since I came here.
So,
As a guy who comes in mid-season, how well do you actually get to know the head coach? Like, do you have any real connection with him as a guy who just got here in the middle of the year?
Yeah, I talk to him every time I see him. So that kind of, we spark a conversation. We'll just keep talking about it. Other than that, we'll just say, "What's up, Coach? How you feeling?" Just keep going.
Do you remember what he said to you, like, when you first got here?
No, I don't. I think he just said, just learn the playbook and let's go type thing.
Having been other places, why do you think what he's doing here is successful?
He take care of us. We practice right. Like we go at it. Like when it's time to practice, we practicing. You know what I'm saying? And when it's time to make sure our body right, we make sure our body right. And then when it's time for film, it's film. So everything is detailed and scheduled. So.
Going back to the film study stuff a little bit, has that always been you, or was there a coach or an individual that kind of brought that out of you, or have you always been someone that's kind of hit the books sort of hard?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think last year we had a coach that I think he coached here, Coach Simmons. I think he coached here in the past before, and he was kind of like the first person to kind of teach me how to study film. And then when I got around OG showed me another way. Because I remember I used to be like, damn, gee, I get tired. And then I feel like sometimes I'm watching my boy instead of who I'm, so you know what I'm saying, who I'm supposed to be watching. I'll be like, oh, dang, he played a good technique or something. I'll just be like, and I'll get out of the way of watching and missing things I'm supposed to watch. And then he showed me a whole new way. He was like, well, you got that right, but you got to do it this way and add this to it. He was like, it'll keep you watching film, you know what I'm saying? Instead of just looking around and you just see everything. You can watch what you need to watch and get what you need to get out of it.
I know you told Bill that Chicago was the start for you, but I mean, is it surreal to think that you've gone from practice squad to NFC Defensive Player of the Week in what, a month, 5 weeks? I mean, that people don't do that. That's pretty rare. Is that something you've thought about? Is that kind of not lost in
No. I'm just trying to keep winning, honestly. I just want to win here, you know what I'm saying? That's really it. So every day I come here, I just come compete, do whatever I got to do, and just try to get a win.
Sarah, you can go out on Zoom.
Yep, go ahead, Steve McCartney.
Just wondering, what gave you confidence that you could still stick in this league when you were going through uncertainty, trying to find a spot in the roster? Just what gave you confidence that things might work out for you?
I mean, I always knew what I could do in the league. It was just about me getting a chance, and I've always showed it in practice and against my teammates and stuff. And they all knew like, yo, you're gonna be a good player when you actually do get the chance. And I've done it before, been to the playoffs, Super Bowl, NFC championships. So it's not like I haven't done it to where like I lose faith in myself. Like, oh yeah, you've never done it. So I've always done it. It's just how long can I do it? And I think that's the biggest thing to me is just consistency.